Hello and welcome to my podcast. This is Madonna's Lounge and I am Madonna Knight. I'm a union activist and I have been in the business for over 25 years. The purpose of this podcast is to share information to hopefully make your life a little easier in terms of navigating your workplace. If you are a shop steward, this will be very, very informative for you. But of course, if you are a member shop steward, leader, leadership, it is information for us to have at hand. This is information you probably have already if you're an active representative in the field. However, the purpose of this particular podcast is to give you short summaries, things that you can grab onto, use to be able to rewind, to listen to, take notes, and get out there and do a very good representation on behalf of your union. So we will be sharing lots of gems with you. Anything, the entire grievance process. We'll talk about organizing new members. We'll talk about how do you handle a grievance. We'll talk about organizing to join the union. We'll talk about how do we deal with new members. How do we greet them? How do we make them part of the union? So there's a whole lot of things that we need to do, and of course, building union strength amongst our colleagues. So for me, I have been in this business, as I said, for 25 years, servicing students in terms of being a counselor. My specialty was as a substance abuse specialist, trying to keep kids out of that particular lifestyle, but also dealing with any type of counseling issues. It could be, behavior, etc. And I come with a strong psychology background. In addition to that, I did workshops for parents and teachers and the community at large. Amongst my colleagues, I was elected as a stork for 4 terms, whereas I, of course, did some of the things that we're going to talk about representing members. But I also need to be transparent with you that when I first joined the union, I really was not a participant. I did not know how important being an active member was. I just paid my dues. Went to some of the meetings, and I just kept it moving. But as my representative came to my field, um, we talked, we asked questions. I certainly became more interested in what this was about and began to go to more and more meetings and participate in union activities. From there, my colleagues saw that I was certainly a serious and focused person. I believed in fairness, I believe in equity, I believe in dignity on the job and respect. So I was asked to be the shop store. So I volunteered hesitantly because I was, trying to get my confidence up in terms of what this new position would be like, right? And certainly it's voluntary. You're doing it for the sake of the team. And again, you're bringing some purpose to this whole organizing union business and being union member. So I became more involved, like I said, and I participated in many of the meetings, continued to do so on a higher level scale, representing my colleagues, and I was elected for 4 terms. That being said, I was then recruited to the union headquarters where I continued doing the same work on a higher scale, servicing members in many different boroughs and districts, and began to get great reward out of doing it, right? So from there, I worked my way through rank and file to presently I'm an assistant director doing some of the same work, but also now supervising a staff who are absolutely excellent in representing members and doing their best job to make sure that the union members are being treated fairly and dealing with issues from anything from an informal meeting, grievance, gripes, etc. We run the gamut, and also organizing members to be stronger in their union. So I've sat in on negotiating meeting, exec board meetings, general membership meetings, run the gamut. I've been there, I've done that. So the purpose of my podcast is to empower you, to transform you, to get more involved in your union. If you're interested in forming a union at your work location, you can certainly get information from this as well to be able to get together and have an agenda, to have a purpose of why you want to become a union. So I will definitely have different topics on all of this, and I certainly hope that you will join me on my podcast. I will be doing some live sessions every other Sunday between the hours of 6 and 7, and I would love for you to join me then to share your stories. In terms of answering any questions, I would prefer that you send me emails for me to get back to you within a reasonable time. I would rather not take live questions unless it's absolutely necessary, but I will answer those questions in an upcoming podcast, and I'll just do questions section, right? So people can get that information. So until next time, please join me in exploring, enhancing, in building, transforming yourselves as union activists and representatives. See you next time.